Today, we premiered the first episode of the Patrons Only podcast, which you can find on our Patreon page every Thursday at noon Eastern. Head over to www.patreon.com/TTR Studios LLC to check out the full episode. So that's www.patreon.com/TTR Studios LLC. The link is in the description. Here are some clips from today's show. What's up, everybody? It's the Patrons Only podcast for the first time. So thank you guys for being here from ground zero with new episodes every Thursday on our Patreon page. And what you can expect from this show, Belly is going to host it. I'm going to be here rocking the sidelines and giving you guys insight to TTR Studios and everything that goes on behind the scenes, because there are a lot of things that you guys do not know about what we do over here. And if you're fans at all of what we do on Tuesdays for the Voice of Onewheel, I promise you this is something that will be very sticky, something that you will enjoy listening to if you're driving, if you've got something, you're going for a run, you're going for a float. Throw this on, get to know us a little bit better, get some insight to some of the inside jokes on the show, learn who Clyde is today. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more. So get ready, folks. Belly's getting on the mic. This is the Patrons Only podcast from TTR Studios. Thanks for being here.
All right, guys, here we are. And that's right, it's only for you. If you're listening to this, that means you care about us more than anyone else. This is the Patreon only podcast for everyone that's a Patreon, TTR Studios. And you're joining me, Belly. That's right, I'm introducing the show today. And of course, the one, the only, Luch Dog. How you doing, sir?
We have a new gravy question. If you don't know what we're talking about, where have you been? We've been asking every guest. We like to ask them a funny question, usually the same question to see who falls on what side. And we've been asking people, is gravy at the Thanksgiving table a condiment or a side? But it's getting old. And Belly, I stumbled across one when I was talking to Matty Potts the other day. I told him, I'm pretty sure that my apartment in Los Angeles has the worst shower experience on the planet.
What? What do you mean worst shower experience?
Or do you want me to explain it? So here's the deal.
Yeah.
Belly, Potts started pulling bartenders over. He started getting some girl who was pretty next to him who ended up leaving the bar because she had no part of us. He was trying to get all these people to just give their input. And pretty much the consensus is I'm a fucking lunatic.
I've never heard of anyone doing it that way.
Well, we're going to find out because that's our new question.
I don't ask that question very often, but I will use that tonight because I am going on a date tonight.
So wait, who's Clyde? Mm-hmm. Check out some of the older videos on our YouTube page, TTR Studios, and you'll see Clyde is sitting there. It's back before.
It's like a pink and green monkey, right? That's what it was.
It's a bright neon yellow and green with like a pink hat and all colorful. He's like this huge, colorful gorilla. We used to refer to him as Clyde, but we wanted to have if you're used to listening to radio shows, there is always a producer
in the back studio.
In the back studio behind the glass, screening calls, telling the host when to be 30 seconds. It's what I do on Radio America.
That technically used to be me on Voice of Onewheel. Remember when we were doing Voice of Onewheel early and I wasn't on screen?
That was kind of the idea, and it's what I do for the Dana Lash show, the Chad Benson show, the people at Radio America. I do that for shows that get syndicated on like 130 stations nationwide. I'm screening the calls. I'm letting them know which ad they're supposed to read next. I'm letting them know, hey, 30 seconds to break. But they're not talking to me. The listener doesn't hear me. The listener doesn't see me. But one of the main hosts in DC on DC 101, Elliot, I think it's Elliot Siegel. He does Elliot in the Morning, one of the biggest morning shows out there. And I'm such a huge fan, but he's always had somebody that he talks to on the mic, Kaylee. Mm-hmm. You'll never hear her speak. So he'll be like, Kaylee, do we have her on line 3? But Kaylee will never speak. And we wanted to add that kind of an element. So we just came up with the name Clyde.
Yep.
And we said, just refer to Clyde as the fictitious producer. If anything ever goes wrong, blame Clyde. If you're ever embarrassed, blame Clyde. Like, use Clyde.
Clyde's our scapegoat. Clyde's the one that we can blame when I hit the wrong button, or like Luch keeps a line muted, or when I'll play the music too loud. Like, it's one of those things where we need a guy that we can just throw everything on top of.
So blame Clyde. That's
so
the
we
origin
blame
of
Clyde.
I wanted you guys to know that, so that when we, because we make it a point to not ever really talk about it, and we want it to kind of be an inside joke. So you guys will start getting. That's an example of some of the things that we're going to start unveiling here on the Patrons podcast.
We need a shirt that says like better pay for Clyde.
Take us out of here. What do you got?
Oh, yeah. Do I have music queued up?
No. I already got the tunes underneath us. I got that under control. So just take us out, man.
Well, guys, it was always fun. We can't wait to do this with you guys every Thursday. Do a little shoot the shit session with the boys. That was that's really hard to say 3 times fast, but shoot the shit session. Nope, it's not going to happen. Too many S's. I totally screwed myself right at the end. This is, of course, how it goes. But Luch, what would you like to say?
It's the Patrons Only podcast. We'll do it every Thursday, and we'll drop it at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. We were trying to figure out how we were going to do this the right way this week, so I'm sorry it's a little bit later in the day, but it will be a pre-recorded podcast just like this one. This is how you can expect it to run. You can learn a little bit more about us, the background of TTR Studios, and what you can expect the following week on the Voice of Onewheel. This is where you get all of the insight, the insider info. If you're a fan of what we do, you will absolutely love this.
All right, guys, have a great day. Luchin, belly out. You've just listened to another production from TTR Studios. If you like what we do here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to TTR Studios on YouTube. And if you feel like becoming part of what we do here, or receiving bonus content and gear, jump on over to patreon.com/TTR Studios LLC and join TTR Nation. And for all of us here at TTR Studios, we'll see you in the social media lounge. Later, folks.